Hi everyone, so today we're going to be deep cleaning my air fryer, which I've described in the title as horrifying, and you can absolutely see why. This is the inside, which is not as bad as the basket, obviously. So I started off with just filling the sink up and putting the grill tray in along with an obscene amount of washing up liquid, clearly. I used some hot water and I just left it to sit for a minute or two. I had bought this little star scrubber from Asda. It was Asda's own brand, and it was actually very good for the job because both sides of it were scrubbers, unlike the Scrub Daddy, which has the sponge side. But I didn't think I needed the sponge side because I really needed to scrub it. So I started scrubbing away and soon realized that I should have left this to properly soak to loosen some of the grease up because it was really stubborn. And even though this video was sped up, it was quite a long time I spent scrubbing this. And as you can see, I did try to sort of show the camera the dirt that was still clinging on there, but it's not very clear. So I think I held up the little star scrubber just so you could see the color that it was turning. Um, and you can also tell by the color of the water. I mean, in between the bubbles, it's grey. It's actually grey. Yuck. So yeah, this goes on for quite a while, and I actually started to get really frustrated that it wasn't lifting. I also got really bored. So eventually I just decided to chuck it back into the water in the sink and leave it in there and move on to the other sections of the job because I was getting pissed off. Yep, that is the giving up stage. So I moved on to the main basket. Um, I know the camera angle is not really great, but I'm still new at this and having a hard time sort of working out how to record without getting my face in it and stuff. So I decided to scrape out the lumpy grossness that was in there into the food waste bin, and I was using a butter knife because I did not want this stuff to get in the sink and block my drains. You can see from the color of the knife how disgusting what was in there. So that is what we're left with in the basket, and I just filled it up with some warm soapy water, another obscene amount of washing up liquid. It was clearly necessary. And then I just set that to the side to steep for a little while, and I got back to looking at that damn tray. At this point, I'm pretty much ready to give up and accept that it is not going to be perfect, but it's still a vast improvement on what it was like when I started. So I have like one final scrub attempt here, rinse off, and then give up the ghost. And we're done. Give up. So I started on this basket. I just give it a couple of rinses to get rid of what had already loosened just from the steeping, and then I go in with some more washing up liquid because you can never have too much washing up liquid. And this is the condition that the star scrubber was in at this point. Just looking not too bad. But believe me when I say that it will not be yellow by the end of my cleaning this basket. I am actually embarrassed to say that I don't know or remember when the last time this air fryer was cleaned. And you can see that the scrubber is already starting to turn brown, and the color of the water when I dump it out is just disgusting. So I just keep repeating this process of scrub rinse several times, trying to show the camera that I'm making some progress here. But between the basket and the tray, I was scrubbing for around 20 to 30 minutes in total, and have now vowed that I will never let it get this dirty again. I'm great with doing all the daily sort of cleaning and tidying, dishes, counters, hoovering, but the deep cleaning stuff, I'm not so good at getting around to it. So you can see from the few videos that I have already posted, they're all deep clean stuff. So like the vacuum and the microwave, things like that. So I was scrubbing the little glass viewing window of the air fryer here, and it was proving really difficult to get it clean. And then after a while, I realized that some of the grease was actually in between the two layers of glass, and that there was like some screws that you could take them apart. But knowing me, I would never get it back together again if I did take it apart. So I just mentally shut that idea down in my head. Um, but I was getting so close to finally finishing up here. And then I give like one last rinse, a final inspection to make sure there are no greasy parts left. And when I'm done, I'm like, hallelujah. So we're moving on to the base unit now, which was decidedly the most easiest part of the whole thing. I just removed the crumbs and then I went in with a thick cream cleaner with a microfiber cloth, and it wasn't really too grimy in there, thank God. So I decided to use a glass cleaner on the outside because the material was quite like a reflective sort of shiny plastic, and you can clearly see like the finger marks and stuff on it. So I thought glass cleaner would probably be the best to return it to its shininess. And then after that, it was just a case of putting everything back together and putting the basket back in. Few final touches, and I know it's not perfectly clean. It doesn't look brand new, but it's better than it was. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. Bye.